So I just spent 20 minutes creating a vlog, but I was kind of all over the place, excuse me, and I accidentally deleted it. The long press thing of the on the Osmo Pocket 3 of the button will automatically delete your last recording, and I had this thing mounted on my windshield and I couldn't see the screen, and so what did I do? Oh, so I decided to just reach under there to turn it off, and I clicked it, but I held it too long, and apparently I deleted my last video, which was about 20 minutes long. So right now I am gonna start over. So the difference on this video, this is another vlog, but I'm probably just gonna make this one short. I always say that, but this one I'm gonna make short. Give you a little bit of a catch up on what I've been doing, and then specifically what I'm doing right now is I'm testing out the Osmo Pocket 3 in the car yet again, but I'm testing out the HLG, the high dynamic range capabilities, and I thought a 5:30, well that's actually 6 now, 6 o'clock in a hot, very hot Texas evening would be a good test for it, because it's very, very, very harsh sun right now. I'm also doing the tracking since I'm hand holding it, and it seems to be doing a good job. Hand holding it while I drive, I don't know if that's a great idea or not, but it is what it is. So I used this thing quite a bit over while I was on vacation. I just got back from South Carolina and Georgia. Had a really good time. And there'll be quite a few videos hopefully coming up that are going to feature 3 different things. First of all, it's going to be ProRes shot iPhone 15 Pro Max footage. I'm going to play with that a little bit, but it's also utilizing a Moment 1.3 anamorphic lens mostly. So I wanted to see how that was going to work out. The initial I haven't really had a chance to go through hardly any of the footage, but the initial footage check looks really pretty darn cool. So I'm interested to see how that's going to come out. And then also I've got to have some video from this device, you know, the Osmo Pocket 3. I'm trying to use my little I'm brain dead today, my little transmitter mic, because I have the air conditioning on full blast. So anyway, yeah, so there'll be some footage from that. I got a lot of different scenarios. Riding on a trolley, I've got way too much footage to go through from that. On a tour of Savannah, I utilized it at a plantation, another very harsh lighting situation, but I really liked the Osmo Pocket 3 for what it was. I did have a few little small issues whenever, you know, being out in the bright sun, shooting in D-Log with a washed out screen, it really was tough to see the screen when you were right in the thick of it. Anytime you were in any shade or cloud cover or whatever, it was really, really nice. And the footage so far from what I've checked out looks really good. I'm trying to think. And then I also did some more 360 from the Insta360 X4, and it's going to be pretty cool because I tested out in a couple of unique spots, and they just came out with Dolby Vision exporting for that device as well. I'm going to try a couple of different ways of doing it, but I went into a couple of environments with it that I think really shows off how good that camera can be in the right situations. I put out a Folly Beach one the other day, just a real quick one where I just kind of threw some beach footage together, and it doesn't really, I mean, it shows that it's got good resolution, but the I would say that some of this footage I've got coming up will highlight it more, because got some really colorful, dynamic, very detailed environment with all the trees, and I'll just give it away. It's just in a cemetery, a very famous cemetery, and pretty cool. The footage so far, I'm exporting it as ProRes, and that took me forever last night, and it took up like a terabyte of my hard drive. And what I'm trying to do with it is, I was shocked at how good I know I'm going off about the X4, and I really should be talking about the Insta3. I mean, I'm talking more about this Osmo 3. But yeah, you know what? I'll just leave it at that. And we'll talk about the Insta360 more on that video, which is what I'm going to be editing tonight, hopefully. But let's get back to. All right, I'm getting back to the Osmo 3. And the HLG, you know, I saw some reviews saying they didn't like the HLG footage, as well as just the standard footage. And I've tested it a little bit, and I think there's a little I don't think everybody quite knows how to use the HLG footage correctly when they're editing. You know, you gotta make sure you do it in 10-bit, obviously. You gotta do it in the right modes as in your software. I'm doing it in DaVinci. Also, on top of that, in order to fully view the footage the way it's supposed to be viewed, it is, you know, if you're watching it on a new cell phone, like an iPhone 15, 14, 13, I think. You know, you have the high dynamic range screens, so you're able to view it. So when you're watching it on YouTube, if you see the little HDR symbol at the bottom, then you're good to go. But if your phone, or if you're watching on a computer and you're watching it in a browser, I think other than Chrome, I think Chrome's the only one that I'm aware of that will actually show the high dynamic range correctly. You're actually seeing you're not seeing it the way it's supposed to be seen. Let's just put it that way. I've done some of it with my iPhone before, and there is a huge difference when you view it correctly, like either on a newer laptop, like I have a newer MacBook Pro, and it looks awesome on that display. It looks great on the iPhone 15. But when I watched it on my iPhone 11, or if you're watching it on a laptop and you're looking at it in Safari, or I'm not sure if Explorer does it or not, but with the YouTube app or the YouTube software, when you go to the site, if you don't have the right viewer or browser, I should say, the high dynamic range is not being displayed correctly, or it's not being displayed in high dynamic range at all. So, long story short, is I'm testing the Osmo to see how well it looks in that mode. I'm pretty confident that it's going to do a good job, and if not, we'll see. But you know, on the vacation, everything that this thing did was great. One of the things that I really underestimated was how the simplicity of the device, you know, it's the size of it, how much difference that actually makes, because, you know, everybody tries to sell you all the gadgets and stuff that go with it, and I've purchased a few of them and haven't really had a chance to test them out too much. But, you know, one of the things that I thought I would use a lot was, because of the sun and because of my subpar vision, I thought I would be using my iPhone as a display more, you know, and there's small little cool accessories that allow you to do that. But every time I tended to add something, it just kind of took away from the experience. You know, to me, the experience is having something very accessible, just like I'm right now. You know, I've got nothing but the extra little thing on the bottom where I can connect it to a 1/4-inch screw socket. But anyway, every time I thought about like adding the phone, which, you know, inevitably means I'm going to be burning 2 batteries, my phone and my camera at the same time, I didn't want to do that. So okay, well, I have a battery pack. Well, so the time I'm adding a battery pack, adding my phone, it just took away from the whole experience. So, you know, I didn't do it, and I ended up just carrying this little device around, using it how it was designed. And I gotta be honest, it's very pleasant. I was very, very happy with it, and I see why people say it's a great travel camera, a great vlogging camera. I completely get it now. And, you know, one of the things, you know, my complaint about the screen not being quite bright enough or big enough for me in bright sun, it's not impossible. It's not like you can't see it at all. It's just very washed out, and you can't read any of the text, as far as I'm concerned. Not easily. Those are that's a very minor thing to me compared to what you get. I mean, there's ways to overcome it, just like I mentioned, but using it the way it was designed is so much more. I guess what I'd say is inspiring to use. I mean, it made me want to use it. And it was so easy to just throw it in my pocket, which is what I did. You know, as soon as I went in somewhere, I'd just stick it in my pocket, pull it right back out. It was great. You know, one of the places I did not use it was, well, let me go back to the screen. I think if they come up with a way to put a better screen on it, I mean, it doesn't have to be bigger. I mean, bigger would be great, but I think if they can make a really bright OLED display or something that was quite a bit brighter, I think this would be great. But, you know, that's a small thing. But what I was going to say, one of the places, you know, they talk about weather sealing and not being waterproof and that sort of thing. That's definitely a true thing. And one of the things I dealt with was, and I didn't even try to take it because we were at 2 different beaches with pretty darn high wind both times at both beaches. One was Folly Beach in South Carolina. I've already put up just a very quick video about that. That was actually shot on the Insta360. I couldn't have shot that with this camera because the wind was so strong that it was blowing sand like completely sideways the entire time. I mean bad, like covering your entire blanket, everything that you brought with you, completely in sand within 5 minutes. I mean, I'm still pulling out sand out of my left ear. How many days later? 4 or 5 days later now. So yeah, I didn't trust it out there. I wasn't going to take it in the water, but just it was super hot, which did cause some problems with you know, the heat in certain situations was bad on the 360 camera. Haven't had any overheating problems with this guy. But having said that, I wasn't going to risk having sand put in everywhere, you know, in all the little spots, and I certainly didn't want to scratch up the screen, or even if I had a wide-angle lens or a filter on it, which I did. I just didn't want to risk it. So anyway, just a quick, just wanted to get some footage in some weird, different lighting, a little bit harsh lighting. All of the other videos I've made have been either in D-Log, standard, so 360 camera, whatever. So this time, the Osmo 3, I did the HLG. Just if you happen to watch it, be sure you're watching it on a HLG, or sorry, a high dynamic range HDR compatible device and or browser. And let me know what you think. And also, if you feel like it, I actually am very interested to hear what the people that actually watch this. I know a lot of people don't watch my vlogs, but I'm hoping maybe a few more will this time, because I'm talking about a specific function of this camera. I'm kind of interested to see what parts of the world you guys are from, if you have one of these cameras yet or not, and if you do, how are you using it? Is there anything you like or don't like about it? And then also, what are your plans for summer? I'd like to read a few, you know, so please feel free to send something. I appreciate it. I'm almost here to watch the debate with my dad. That should be fun. So, especially with his hard of hearing, so that's going to be great. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.